Right guys, it's Ash here from J Cycles. I'm here today with Neon from Specialized UK. He's going to give us a bit of a rundown on the new Specialized Kenevo SL that's behind us. So let's get into it. We have just spent the past 15 minutes enjoying and reminiscing about this bike, but just looking from a different perspective. Let's just say we've got some people out there coming from a full fat bike and somehow they've not come across this yet. Can you treat it as they've never seen this before? Give me a rundown on this bike from all angles: travel, power, size, etc, etc.
Wow, that's a lot. So I mean, we want to place it. Okay, someone's doesn't know about this, or they're coming from a full fat bike. I mean, this is basically our e-enduro. So if you're into enduro riding, you're into big rides, that's where this bike is focused. That's where this position is. So, you know, if you want to understand where it slots into the range or slots into riding style, enduro is where it's at, and everything that brings with it. You said full fat bike.
Yeah.
This is obviously SL, but what does SL mean? You know, SL, yes, you could argue it's the motor, but incorporated with that motor is a lighter build. So that probably means you are looking at a sub 20 kilo bike weight.
Yep.
The S-Works is going to be lighter. The S-Works is probably going to be 18.5-ish. And then as you go up or down the price points, you know, you'll add a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight. But yeah, it's SL from a weight perspective, complete weight, and then it's SL as far as that motor goes, and that's what's the significant change from the old Kenevo SL to the new Kenevo SL, is that update in that motor.
Yeah.
With that motor, you are going to be looking at more torque, you're going to be looking at more power, you're going to be looking at a quieter ride if you're familiar with the old one. Mm-hmm. But also you are looking at about, compared to the competition, this is a genre we created, like you know, lightweight electric mountain bikes. There's a lot out there now. But one of the key subtle features of the Specialized SL system is the efficiency. And compared to even some really new motors out there, we are 30% more efficient. So if you just think of that in a miles per gallon perspective, if you've got something that's 30% more efficient,
it's a lot,
than the competitor, you're going to get more out of that battery. The battery you can't increase or decrease. It's inside the frame. You can put a range extender on there. The S-Works comes with a range extender, but you can buy a range extender for it. But whatever it is, it's 30% more efficient than the competition. That's
big.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So lighter, fits within that enduro category, more power, more torque, quieter, and a super efficient motor.
Yeah.
So that's a ton. And that's sort of the electric elements. Take that aside and think of it as just as a bike. Well, you've got an adjustment where you are. You can probably see it from where you're sitting. You've got adjustment at the horse link on the back of the bike. That's going to adjust your bottom bracket height. You have to do that there.
Yep.
Whereas on our, on some of our normal bikes, you can play around with the flip chip, but here it's down at the horse link. And then you've got an adjustable head tube as well through the headset cups, so you can adjust the bike there. It's worth pointing out that over the old bike, it's sort of not a big deal really, but with this new motor, we did change the bottom bracket spindle, the interface.
Yep.
So the new bike has a SRAM interface. Yeah, exactly. So it gives people a bit more choice maybe. It might be a more familiar brand to some people than Praxis, which was the old system. So that's worth noting as well. So you've got adjustability, you've got long travel, 170mm, but it's actually, you can go higher than that if you want to. So you've got the travel, you've got the adjustability. It's a 29 front and rear. So again, it sort of explains who we're after here compared to the mullet setup of the Levo SL, which is a bit more twisty, turny, you know, playful in its own way. This is definitely more of your big hit, big ride, big days out. And you will get, with that motor, on an eco or a, eco mixed setting, you're going to get 3 to 4 hours of riding out of that. You know, probably, obviously gradient is a big factor as well as leg strength, but you could probably see 40k, you know, on a good day out of that. So there's a lot going on. Outside of that, I think with the new bikes and the ability to run the T-type interface, everything is future-proofed, so that's good. You know, you're spending a lot of money. It's nice to know that the bike is equipped for how things are progressing, particularly with the SWAM drivetrain. There are bikes out there which don't have, you know, the UDH system, you know, and they're just not compatible enough. That is a hard bike to buy now. And anyone that still is like trying to run Shimano at a high end, that's a tough call, really. This stuff works so bloody well. There's a lot impressive. Going on, you know. I mean, I think that the nicest thing is that when more people come to the party, it's a better party. So the more SL platforms that are out there, the more people are going to sort of start thinking, oh, there's more than just full fat, full power e-bikes. There's one or the other, and some people will ride both. You know, it's very much a case of horses for courses. But for me, I personally am still invested in this. It's like every time I ride a full power bike, it is like jumping on a motorbike. It's amazing, but I don't want to do it every weekend. I still want that suppleness of
work for it more.
And I think the challenge is going to be how trail bikes exist in the future. Because it's just like you go out to ride and have fun. You know, that's why we mountain bike. If we just wanted to be fit, we'd get a turbo trainer and sit in a gym. But we go out to have fun, and you know, fun means different things to different people. But certainly, I think an SL platform really allows you to have more fun.
Definitely. That's all realistically that needs to be said about it. Is these bikes are just damn fun. You go out, you have a good time, you come back out, you come back home, and then you wait for the next time to come back out. You're not dreading, oh, there's that climb coming up.
No, and that's the other thing. It equalises, doesn't it? It's like, and that's the other positive about mission control. You can set it, and do you do microtune on yours? I mean, microtune is. It's amazing, isn't it? It's like suddenly. What, 10% more, 10% less? Suddenly it's like so easy to ride with people. Oh, they're dropping off the back, I'm just going to knock it down a few notches. It's not like you go from 50% assistance to 20% assistance and suddenly your legs are burning. It's like, oh no, just knock it off a bit. And if you're riding with people with full power, it's the same thing. You know, that little suppleness and those little features, I think are really what does set the turbo system apart from competitors, you know.
It's dead easy to use as well. So like on the Mastermind, you've got the choice between having 3 different screens, and you can tell those screens what you want those screens to say. Whereas you're not fishing through loads of different screens. So like, oh, there's settings.
I'm a little bit older than you, so one of the, and it sounds, these are things you won't even register, but you will at some point in your life, but you won't at the moment. But seeing what's on that screen, when there's 20 things on there, it's a nightmare.
No, I agree.
But like, I want one thing, maybe 2, and I want to be able to see it. So the ability to customize that so that my eyes actually know what battery life I've got left, what setting I'm in, those things are really, really important. So yeah, you're right, customizing the screen it sounds like such a basic thing. We're so used to it. But it's pretty unique in the...
I remember the first time I used it was like properly, was setting up my cadence, and the ratio of how much energy I'm putting into the bike and what it's giving me back, so I can see when I'm being really lazy or I'm riding this bike to get some good mileage out of it. And being able to actually see that in front of you, and you're not having to think about, am I just grinding in a gear here, and seeing an actual number come up saying, crack on. That's great. So it just helps. It's all about usability and really being able to just merge with the bike and not have to think about stuff too much. It's just in front of you. You just do it, which is great. It really is.
And then, you know, with that system as well, the ability to have, you know, I know, you know, you guys run a bike shop, so, you know, it's not necessarily what you want to hear, but we do the updates, you know, just in your garage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still going to need to come to you, but, you know, the over-the-air updates is a big deal. If I'm sat there and Specialized just release a new version of the software that's going to make the bike more efficient, and all I've got to do is connect and go download it, rather than phone you up, get a spot in the workshop, take the bike in, you complain that it's covered in mud.
Yeah.
You know, I take it home, I clean it. It's like time and time and time. Whereas actually I can just go click update, done.
Yeah. These
things are really, really worthwhile features for a normal person. You know, they're not just there for, oh, it's another thing on the list that this bike has got. It's actually, no, this makes sense. It's useful. So there you go, new bike.
Yes.
Go ride it.